Welcome, friends, and thank you for joining me again here in the shop. I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. I really appreciate your questions and your feedback. Chicago is coming up pretty quick here. I'm busting away in the shop, and I've got a few swag treats probably. We'll see how it goes. So last week we talked about stem length, and hopefully we have a good idea of what kind of goes into that and the thought behind it. This week we're going to talk about real briefly shank adornments and stem adornments and that sort of thing. So when you're making a pipe, you are trying to make something beautiful and hopefully original enough that it's, different and distinguishable from other people's beautiful work as well. And one of the ways you can do that is to kind of create some more color in the pipe and some more visual activity. And one of the ways to do that is by shank additions. This one's got a silver ring, and actually there's a great pipe of mine. I'm very proud of that particular pipe on scanpipes.com. Per Bill Hall has that one. So go and take a look at that one. It's really cool, as well as the other one that's up there. So you're trying to be original and you're trying to make something beautiful, and when you can do those two things, you hit the jackpot. A few years ago, probably 5 years ago, when I first got involved with selling my work on smoking pipes, Adam Davidson was kind of the pipe buyer at that point, and he led me through some design thinking that really helped me because I was new. I wasn't well versed in design, and it really helped me. And this particular rule is really easy. 5 colors max. 4 is even better. And it works every time. A lot of those real gaudy pipes you see on Etsy or eBay, or all those colored stems and strangely patterned exterior. I don't know. There's just a lot of weird stuff out there right now if you want to go look at kind of usually low-end pipes, newer guys who are just playing around with the colors and they haven't kind of zeroed in on this part of it yet. So there are a lot of different shank adornments that you can do. The most common one is just like a boxwood ring, and it's pretty easy to do that on the lathe. You just turn it and stick it on the pipe that you've also turned. If you're doing a freehand pipe, it's a little more involved to make sure that the shank is perfectly round, and then you can put that perfectly round cap on there. But generally the principle is the same. It's just a round cap on a round pipe. If you want to do perhaps a teardrop shank with a cap on it that stands proud, that's also a little more involved. But you do the same thing. You turn down a collar on the shank, and you put on this large blank, and usually what I'll do is I'll take a really fine mechanical pencil and draw the line on the piece of boxwood or whatever it is. And then you go to the shaping wheel and shape roughly the cap that you're going to put on the pipe. And you do it by hand after that, and it's the same as anything. It's a little delicate, but a lot delicate. So you have to be pretty careful, and I've messed up a few in my day. But generally it goes pretty quickly, and it's pretty straightforward. You just do it. It's not complicated like you would think. You just kind of sand it, Or you can do a flush cap. Those are easy. And you do the same thing. You turn down a collar on the shank and then you shape them together instead of just gluing on the cap of on the finished pipe. You'll finish them together and they'll be flush. The only thing you have to worry about is staining the addition. And sometimes you can see it on pipes where there's like this little ribbon of something right on the boxwood or the ivory, or you know. So you have to be pretty careful. Or a bullet, like a silver bullet on a military mount or something of that nature. Those are really cool. I like to do it with horn. I've done a couple this last year. I think it looks really cool. Or bakelite or something like that. I haven't had an opportunity to do the silver work yet. That'll be coming up hopefully this year. I've been looking forward to having my own silver bullet shank for a long time. I already have one, but I want one that I made. But you can also put additions on the shank, and that's kind of what I've been into lately. I really enjoy that. It seems to be an intuitive way for me to do it, and I really enjoy the effects of it. And I've been playing around with some color combinations recently. So, I showed you this one already, but I'll show it again as an example of what methodology I'm using right now. That the colors go together, hopefully, but also that the saddle is shaped very specifically to this pipe. And I really enjoy customizing the saddles and the shape of the shank and the stem together. And that's a theme that's been going on. So this one is pretty blue and tortoiseshell bakelite, and I'll show some pictures of this. And this one's not quite finished yet. It's not as shiny as it will be, or nor is the stem bent, but I thought it was a really cool example of the colors you can use. So there's 2 colors here, 1 color here, and the colors are matched here in the stem. So this is 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. So there's really only, well, maybe 4 colors. And here's a real simple one, color-wise, but the effect is the same. The shape of the saddle is shaped to the shank. And so, really, you're trying to integrate all these things. You're trying to create a pipe that flows tip to tip. Your eye wants to wander over it, and you don't want to break there. So if you have something that's too striking or too gaudy or too bulbous or shaped wrong, your eye's going to catch. It won't go from tip to tip like you want it to. It'll catch in the middle, and this will all be unconscious. But even if you just pick it up for 2 seconds, it'll show you there's something wrong with this pipe, and it just doesn't hit you like a good pipe should. There's a catch somewhere in there. Maybe it's the way it's shaped, maybe it's the adornment, but you want to think about these things. And so when I try and integrate the stem shape and accent material and pipe shape all together with the goal of getting that flow. I use orange instead of boxwood generally. They look almost identical. I guarantee you that if I showed you a pipe and asked you what the addition was, you'd just assume it was boxwood, and you couldn't tell them apart unless you like held them up to the light really closely with the loop or something. So, and it works really well, and I have an unlimited free supply of it, so that's also helpful. Horn is really awesome. It works like plastic. The only thing you have to watch out for is shrinkage. So a lot of times instead of using a turn down briar collar, you also want to use a metal joint. So maybe a stainless steel tenon between the shank and the horn and the briar, just in case, and there's some technical stuff you can do in there. But horn does shrink, so you have to watch out. One thing I've really been enjoying lately is bakelite, and it's kind of dangerous because everybody seems to like bakelite, and I think I know why. It's just so pleasant to work it. It's easy to shape, it's easy to polish, and the colors are beautiful. So I really appreciate the feedback, and I read every comment and email, so don't hesitate. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next week.